Hello! As you might know, my name is Alex Marques and I would like to just share this opportunity with you as our first chapter of our course. This chapter will be an important chapter because it will be the chapter that we're going to be talking about the preparation for the test. So important to be well prepared for the test. As my experience, I was able to take the test for the first time, and I was able to pass the test in the first time, which was a really proud moment for me. And I believe you can do the same. The test is not hard, but I really believe the test requires you some kind of skills that I believe and I really hope that I will be able to take you in this journey with me. The first thing we're going to be talking about is the preparation for the test. I try to get this information and split in like 5 major topics, okay? So the first thing that I believe you need to do is to make the examination reservation and pay the fee. Why I think do the reservation, pay the fee is so important. When you're going through this journey in order to take the test, you need to be prepared to take it and just be over with it, okay? So take this as a project. Take this as an activity that you should have an end. By my experience, you should not take more than 4 to 6 months on this engagement, because the more time you spend, more you will be the pressure for you to take the test, more you're going to overthink this test, and more you're going to try to study more and more and more, and in one point is never enough. You need to just focus a time that you're going to study for this journey, that you're going to share for this journey, and just go for it. So it's so important then to just, look, I'm going to just, starting today, I'm going to just put like my test date in 3 months. And just put the date on it. This are going to give you the push and the challenge that I believe you need in order to do that. In order to pay for the fee, you go to this website called pearsonview.com, and then you'll be able to get more information. You need to set up a user ID, and then you also need to just set up your accounts and all this, and then you'll be able to do that. Another thing that it's important to get the examination reservation first is because in some cases you will not get the dates that you need if you leave for the last minute. And you're going to have like several different places for you to take the test, like because the test is being taken in a testing center. However, let's say you need to take on Saturday or on Friday or a specific date. In some cases, these dates are not available. If you're not getting your date at the right time, you might have some issues in order to find dates to take the test. So that's why it's so important for you to schedule your place, get yourself ready. Another important thing that we need to mention, because this is a testing, usually you're going to take this test in a testing location. You're not taking the test, is not only tests related to life and health insurance. There are people taking tests for several other things. They might be taking tests, for instance, for Microsoft or Oracle or A+ or some other kind of certification. So you don't think that the place it's only specific for life and health insurance. So that's why it's so important for you to make your examination reservation and pay the fee. The second step is to make a fingerprint reservation. The fingerprint is really important because they're going to need to see if they need to run background checks on you. They need to get everything, understand who you are, and if there is anything that can just get yourself out of the requirements to be a life and health insurance agent. So what you need to do, you make your fingerprint reservation, you go to this website, ident2go.com, and you'll pay a specific fee, and then you go to a location and take your fingerprints. These fingerprints are important because as soon as you take, because you're going through the journey anyway, so get your fingerprints done, get yourself ready, get yourself your receipt, keep your receipt with you. This receipt is really important because you're going to need this receipt in order to go for the step number 5. Step number 4 will be to take the examination. The examination is, we're going to talk a little bit more about the exam, my experience that I had for the exam. So just take the exam, and we hope that you're going to pass the exam. And then on the step number 5, which is the last step, is the place that you're going to apply for your license. When you apply for your license, then you're going to get all the information that you receive, first of all, for your testing site, that you're going to receive a paper that you're going to tell you if you pass or not. And if you pass, you're going to have some information that are in this paper, plus the information that you got from the fingerprint receipt, and then you are going to apply for the license. This license is a 2-year license, and you go to this website, circon.com.texas. In my case will be from Texas, because my license is from Texas. And then you're going to apply for this license, wait for around like 2 weeks, and then you're going to have the license in order to start working. Let's work on some test preparation tips, okay? The first things first. Set a test day in advance and then start studying. This is really reverts with the information that I have, that you need to get a date. Don't start studying before you have a date, because if you don't have a date, you don't have that important pressure in order for you to accomplish the goal. You got to have a specific time in mind, a specific focus time in mind. Later, you're going to study specific topics 30 minutes, an hour a day. This test has a lot of information, and it's really important for you to start gathering all this information. It's impossible for you to get all this information in just one sit. You will not be able to study like for 4 hours and get all this information. So my suggestion is for you to get yourself studying every day, every single day. Don't study too much more than like an hour in the beginning, because if you are able to start retaining the information, because when you go to the test, it's important because the information will start being natural for you. You need to get this information, retain the information in a way that will be almost second nature for you. And doing this will be important if you just don't study a huge amount of time in just one day. The third step is to go to some websites to learn more about the different words. As you might see, you're going to see a lot of different words, which, by the way, I'm going to put a huge glossary. And you're going to go through this glossary, and it's like, oh my God, how I'm going to get all this information? Like, it's impossible for you to get all this information. Don't worry. As soon as you start understanding the topics and not trying to memorize the topics, then you are going to be much more prepared for it. So going to websites to learn about annuities, to learn about life insurance and the types of life insurances, and go to health insurance website to gather more knowledge about it. This is the kind of things that are going to just open your mind a little bit. And by the way, this is one of the things that I'm going to do. I'm going to just put the websites, and I'm going to just go through the websites easily that you can see where you can find all the information. This is one of the things that it will be part of the courses that I will be providing right now, because that's the way you're going to gather more and more information. You're going to retain more information, and the information will be valuable for you. You will not just memorize them, but you will understand the information. Step number 4. Take as many mock tests as possible. Remember that I talk about just the study of 30 minutes to an hour. That's one of the only exceptions that I believe you need to take, because the tests, you might know that the test, it takes around 3 hours for you to complete in 150 questions. So one of the major exceptions that I will do for like studying is when you're going to do a mock test, because the mock test is important for you to get yourself ready on the mindset of a test, because you don't have all the time in the world to answer these questions. It's no more than 2-3 minutes a question. So you cannot just be waiting and waiting and waiting. You need to be focused, and when you go for a test, you need to be able to do 2 options. One, or you go and answer, or you go and skip it. You cannot just be waiting and waiting. You need to be able to, I know it, I answer, or I don't know, I'll skip it. And taking mock tests are going to give you the expertise and the experience that you need in order to apply this knowledge, because it's easy for you to say, I know this topic, but know this topic on a pressure situation when you're going and taking the test is a completely different direction. So step number 5, when you are on the testing time, let's give you a little bit of information about the test time. Okay, you go to a test environment, you go to a testing center. When you arrive in the testing center, there are several steps of identification. First, you need to take a proof of identification with picture. There are several proofs that you can do. It's better just to go to the website and get the ones that you'll be able to take. But in overall, a driver's license works, or a passport, or a military ID, or anything that has a picture, like a valid picture and a valid document. Then you just provide your fingerprinting. Then they match the fingerprinting with the information that you got on the fingerprinting the fingerprinting exam. Then you go to inside of the testing before you get in. Then you need to give your fingerprinting again. Then you need to show your driver's license again. Then you go inside. They give you a headphone, they give you some papers, and then you go and take your test. And then usually the headphones is more like for noise canceling, just for you to be able to concentrate a little bit more, and just for you to get in a much better groove, in a much better mood in order to take your test. And another thing that it's important when you're there are a lot of people taking different tests, and there are cameras all over the place. You'll not be able to make too many moves, and you'll not be able to take any kind of papers or anything. So just get there, get focused, just go for the reason that you went there to take your test, and I really believe they will be able to pass. After that, when you take your test, you think that you're ready, you just click it and say, okay, I'm done. Then you get out. Then they're gonna just do all the process again, get information, an ID, get everything. So like the identification is like really in several different steps. It's really important like to make sure that like it's really you and nobody's taking the test in your name. And after that, you just ready to just get the information. As soon as you get out, they give you a paper, and that's about it. So one point that I mentioned right there, go over all the questions as soon as possible and skip the ones you don't know. So like I said, when you're going through the test, you have two options. First option, you know an answer or you don't know and skip it. Don't keep yourself in a question for too long. You have time to go back and answer. If you also, there are some options as well that you can say, you know, I believe is this one, but I'm not sure. So you can just tag that question. You say, you know, I'm gonna put an answer right here, but I'm gonna tag it because I want to make sure, I want to go back here in order to guarantee that I'm fine. So there are options. You can say, I'm gonna answer straight up, or I'm gonna answer, just put a tag on it, or I'm gonna just want to skip it, and then as soon as you're done, then they come back, the system takes you back automatically to the questions. As you might know, you have two different steps. You have one that is the 120 questions, the regular questions that everybody has, and also the 30 questions later on that is related to a specific state. So you're going to finish your 100 first, and then, important, you got to finish your 100, and as soon as you move to the 30, you cannot go back to the 130. So you got to make sure that you have all the information right, and then you have all your answers, you have everything ready for you to move to the 30. As soon as you take the 30, then it's over. As soon as you click enter, test is over, you move on. So after that, and I really hope that after this you will be able to celebrate and feel really excited about passing the test. So what's the expectation that you need to have? You can take like this test. First of all, like I mentioned, several people, they take the exam because they want to work. They want to become life insurance agents, like life and health insurance agents. They want to go to the market and make some compensations and make some money. Or some people, they just want to just get some learning and opportunities to learn about health insurance. So if you are like, your focus is to work on life or health insurance, so that's the 5 things that I believe you need to be ready for it. Work hard to create your customer base. In the first year, based on the experience that I had with the life insurance business, for you to really make money in the first year, it's really tough. Like, you need to be really focused. Just work daily in order to create your customer base, to go to meetings and meet people. In some life insurance companies, they provide you a list of potential leads, and you need to call them. You need to do cold calls in some cases. In some other cases, you just make visits. So in this beginning stage is a stage that you really need to be resilient. You need to be resilient. Why? Because you're going to learn, you're going to hear a lot of no's. For, I would say, for every 20 calls that you make, if you have one call that is like, yes, I want your product, like, you gotta be really happy and really blessed about it. So it's really important to really work hard in these first times. Don't give up. It's a business. It's like this not only for one person but for everybody. Everybody is facing the same situation. You need to continue working relentlessly. Get yourself ready with a calendar, with all the things that you're going to do in that week, because it gives you a certain kind of guidance of what I'm going to do. It's important to mention that life insurance is a business that, of course, that you can make your own business and you can make your own time. If you say, you know what, look, I cannot work from 3 to 5, that's okay. You just make your calendar. I'm going to focus, I'm going to work really hard to just from 9 to 12, 3 hours every day, making all the calls I need. And in the afternoon, no, I'm not working in the afternoon. So every person can make your own times, can make your own timelines, but the focus is to create your customer base in the first month. Learn more about the customer needs and products. In some cases, when you're going to meet a customer, you got to understand that you're serving a client that has some specific needs. If you're able to listen to your client first, I always want to share this, because if you just get more information about your products and just try to just provide information about products and don't listen what the customer really has to say, you're going to lose opportunities here. You got to understand your customer needs, understand what's the customer concerns, and based on this, then you can tailor a solution that will be focused on their customer needs. This is so important. This is so important to have this kind of a mindset, and I think this is a mindset that are going to give you just some fruits in the future. Lifetime training and lifetime network. There is no stop for training. There is no stop for network. Every single opportunity is an opportunity for new businesses. It cannot be today. It can be tomorrow. You always need to put yourself in position to have a next sale. You can make the first month and you feel, oh my God, I'm making a lot of money, but you're always hunting. You're always looking for other opportunities. You're always looking for the next sale. You're always working towards the next targets in the next sale. So it's a business that you need to be self-motivated. You need to keep pushing yourself, driving yourself, and this is where going to just making yourself really successful. The last step is that, and I think this is the key for you to be successful in any kind of business like this related to life and health insurance. You gotta work to create your coaching tree. As soon as you start just gathering your customer base, you need to find ways to have people that can work with you. I don't like to work this concept of people working for me, because in the end, if the people are working with me, I, as an agent, as a life and health insurance agent, I have a huge responsibility to give you all the tools for you to be successful. It's not only about you selling and I'm making money off of you. It's about how can I make my group that I'm working with them successful and put them in positions of success in order for them to get their money and their targets and their goals. So if you're able to create your coaching tree, this coaching tree, we're going to give you some more opportunities to grow your business. You'll be able to open other opportunities. You'll be able to close more deals. There are some deals that is you're not be able to close because you're working on something else, but you are going to be able to be part of several different opportunities and be able to get more and more percentage on the sales that another agent is able to provide. So as soon as you create your customer base, focus on the coaching tree, which will be the reason why you will be able to make a lot of money. Because in the future, all this new sales will just provide you what they call referral bonuses, and they have like the every time the people just renew their insurances, you get a percentage off of it, and then it comes in the what we call compound interest, like what you can say, like it's almost like a compounding business. As soon as the business starts rolling, that it's like almost never stop, because you're making money on your side, people are making money on their sides, your coaching tree is making money too, and then it's all up, it's all forward, and I really believe that you'll be really, really successful. I really think in the first year, it's really important, because of course that I cannot give like a really good idea by insurance companies. If you focus really hard, I believe in like 2-3 years, you will be able to start really getting close and close to the 6 digits, $100,000, something like that. That's the problem. Some people, it gets really tough, like in the beginning, in the first and the second year, and you don't see the progress sometimes, and you get really frustrated, and then you give up. You should not give up. If this is a career for you, are you self-motivated? Are you focused in order to provide services for people? Are you focused on just help a community? If you are able, and if you have all these skills, this is a career for you. So I really think that like, get yourself in a really right mood, get yourself motivated, and I really believe that you will be able to win, to survive in this business. So these are the 5 topics that I will be able to cover. So first, preparation for the test, then get yourself ready to study, and now the work expectation. So any question and comments, please contact me. Just tell me like which kind of when, first of all, several different things that I would like to hear from you. First of all, are you ready when you're ready to take the test? What's the main concerns that you have related to the test? Why you're really taking the test? So all these things, like I really would like to hear from you when you're getting yourself ready for the test. So I'm gonna have really soon a survey. You'll be able to see the survey pretty soon on the platform, and I hope that you'll be able to answer. If you have any questions, like my email is right there, alexmarques@ideanation.com, and my LinkedIn account is right there. And I would just really love to listen from you, to hear from you, and provide, if you can provide me some feedback about it. That's the end of the first topic, the first stage of our course. And after that, we're going to just be talking about, like we had 3 different topics that we're going to be covering. The first, we're going to be working with life insurance. Then we're going to be talking about health insurance concepts. And then in the end, just to finish it off, we're going to be talking about just a summary of all these topics that we discussed. I really appreciate your time. Thanks a lot, and see you next time.